So how do we draw those supply and demand zones? Well, today I'm going to share with you the exact process to make it much more simplified for you to draw those zones. And this is designed for beginners, but also people who have already been trading supply and demand for a while. So I've got on this chart, you see I've got some candles I've just drawn for you just to demonstrate to you this simple way to mark out and find your zones. Now this will show you an area of demand. Now the opposite would be same for an area of supply. Now, as you can see, I've actually made these candles all the same color. The reason being is because we don't really want to be looking at our supply and demand zones at the moment with those colors. I will show you exactly how you use the colors of the candles to find those zones, understand them as we go on to the actual price chart. But right now, let's just look at how we find those zones. Now, the easiest way for you to find the zones is to understand market structure. Now, if you're not sure about the use of market structure, I do suggest going through and watching this playlist, okay, on market structure within the channel. Go through all those videos. It's going to help you to understand everything to do with market structure. Then watch this full playlist as well on supply and demand, all going to help you. So for an area of structure, we need to see a previous swing high. So we can see we have a swing high here. This high was higher than this previous high and just above this previous high. So we can mark out here a area we can have as a break of structure. Just make sure that it's lower. And this would be our breakout point. Let me just make this a dashed line. So this is where we'd be looking for the market to want to break to the upside. Now this candlestick here shows us the break of structure of this previous swing high. We have this current swing low, we pushed up, we pull back, we make a new higher low when we break to the upside. Now, once we see this breakout, this creates our area, okay, of demand. And then we look for the continuation to break again. Once we break out of this level, we create a new area of demand. So as we continue to break those structure points, we look for new demand to be created. So we have a swing low down here. We have a new high created, a higher low. We then break this structure to make a new higher high, and we pull back, we make this new higher low, and then we break out, and we currently have a new higher high forming. So we're going with the trend here. If I mark it out with an arrow, you'll see that we have a break to the upside, pull back, break higher, a pull back, and a break to the upside again. So we have a bullish bias, a bullish trend. And this is how we'd start to look to mark out our areas, okay, of demand. And the same when we're looking for areas of supply. Let's remove all those off. So we're marking on areas of supply and demand. Well, we're going to mark them off, and we just make this a daily zone. Okay, so when we mark out an area of demand, we're looking for the last bearish candle when we're drawing area of demand, or the last sell to buy move for area of demand. And we're looking for the last bullish candle or the last buy to sell move for the area of supply. On this example, we're just looking at area of demand, but don't worry, because I'll go through plenty of examples in the moment on the actual charts. So let's look at the last sell to buy move. Well, we can identify here, this is a bullish move up, okay, but this is a pullback. This is our last bearish candle, okay, in the sequence. We just do that again. So this is our last sell candle, okay, to the downside. We then push up here, okay. This is then a bullish move up, all right. So we can see that we go from a bearish, okay, push down, and a bullish move up, which breaks structure. This means this is our last sell candle in this sequence, because this is a bullish move, bearish candle. Okay, so we mark off our area of demand from this bearish candle, where we look for price once we break out to pull back in, okay, looking for an entry to go long to take out this high again. Now, this is just showing you really a quick demonstration of what you'll be looking for. Looking for that last sell to buy move to create the area of demand. And the opposite when we're looking to create an area of supply. This is the most simplest way for you to mark your zones on the chart. Okay, use this process and it's going to help you. So leave them on. Now again, when we break this structure, we have the same thing again. We have this is our bearish candle to downside. Let's just move that over. Okay, we then have this as another bearish candle. And then eventually we have this bullish candle to the upside. And let me just move that over. So you can see that the market pushes up, pushes down. I can do the same thing. I can show you this. The candle goes up. Mark that off. Just so it makes it like easy for you to see. So we have a drop down, push up. So last sell to buy move. Hey traders, we'll get back to the video in just a moment, but I wanted to give you a gift for hanging out with me today. I want to give you access to my Telegram community. This trading community will share my chart markups and give you access to my trading strategy. But it's more than just a community. You're going to have some actionable steps to accelerate your growth with hanging out with other like-minded traders, all looking to improve their trading. And it's free as my gift to you. So just hit the link above now to join the Telegram community. Now back to the video. Then we have the last sell to buy move. So understanding the last sell to buy move, we would have this as an area of demand again, the full demand. Now you can also refine these zones to the last actual bearish candle being this one. And very often you will see the market want to pull back into that last bearish candle and push away. Now this all depends if we have an area of imbalance sitting there. And if you're not sure about imbalances, don't worry, there is that full playlist. What's the market structure, the imbalance playlist, okay, they're all going to help. So right here, this is where we have a new demand. Again, this is our last sell to buy mode. So you could expect the market want to come into here, but we can also refine that zone. Right, so that's how we simply look at drawing out our zones. Now, again, the opposite would be the same, looking for the area of supply. Because we'd be looking for, instead of the last sell to buy move, we're looking for the last buy to sell move. Now, that will make much more sense when I do this on the chart. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go away from this, and we're then going to go to an actual price chart, and I'll show you how we do this on a price chart. So now we're on the actual price chart of the US dollar CAD. It is not one of the best pairs to do this on because it's a very ranging pair. If I actually went to the monthly time frame, you see how bad this is. So you can see that current price has been in a big sideways range for some time. Again, if we go down to weekly, even if we look at a weekly, and I just get my drawing tool, even the weekly has been in a very sideways market on its own. So finding good supply and demand zones is not always the best when we see in price like this. But if we was to quickly look at what happened here, the market did break this structure here to downside. Okay, what do you see? We see this is our last buy to sell move, okay, of supply, but we could refine that to the last bullish candle, okay, in sequence, and even to the last, okay, open place of that bullish candle. So you can see where price has just come in, tapped in and gone sideways. So there's an area of imbalance here needs to be filled. That's why I've marked it there. So we have an imbalance here that the market would want to fill. Now that does mean when the market comes into here, to see a reversal, really we want to see a reversal of this low here in the market to show me a continuation. But there is ways we can look for these reversals out of these areas. Okay, we can go down then to a lower time frame. But on the way down here, we're going to have this breaker structure. We do have very, very small actual breaker structure there as well, which creates this area of supply. And then we do have this breaker structure that we could draw. Okay, but this looks more like a swing, okay, than this little one here. And then we continue down, you can see we have more minor breaks of structure in here. And then we break structure here. And then you can see that we break out here. So when we see this break to the upside, we can look at the last sell to buy move. Now on this occasion is this move here to downside, and we drag it across. And if I zoom in, so you can actually see, because that was a bit small even for my eyes. So we can identify here, this is our last breakout area. We break out with that candle. Our last sell to buy move is this sequence here to downside. And then the market pushes out to the upside. That does mean that you need to be aware that this full zone could be an area where price can reverse out of. Now, if we actually refine that zone, we need to look for a reason to refine the zone. Now, we do have a leftover imbalance here, which means that I would be happy to look to refine it to this candle. Thinking the market may push into this zone and perhaps fill this imbalance, because we also have a ready base rally zone here that I could draw at the same time. This zone here. Now, a rally-based rally zone is going to come up later in this playlist, so keep watching through these videos. They come up. You're going to have the rally-based rally, drop-based drop that you can learn within another video. So we can see that actually that is a zone what holds price. And then all we do is we continue to look for the market structure to break. So we break out here again. And the last sell to buy move of the current breakout is this move here. And our last bearish candle would be this candle right here. We have a leftover imbalance. That's why the market pushes down and then pushes away. Now, if we was looking at the actual origin move, this is my last sell to buy move. And you can see again that the market does break out and pulls back into this zone. And we've done the same thing. We've used a rally-based rally zone within this zone, again within this zone. Now, if we did refine it down, we will be refining it to this candle, and as you can see, the market's come back twice already to test that, so we're not expecting it to want to come back to that area once again. And even here we do have a small breakout of internal structure, and that's what holds price up here. Now, I know this is becoming quite complex. We've got a lot of zones on the chart, but what you need to understand here, we have internal structure here. We have a breakout here to the upside just, which leaves this area of demand, this last sell to buy move, where price comes back into and pushes away. Now, a lower time frame, that would be much more clear. So remove those zones for now. So again, look, you're just following that structure, another structure break. Okay, and again, this will be our last sell to buy move. Okay, on that move, and then we have this last sell to buy move, and I would call that rally-based rally. And again, we could draw this out. You can see this where the market comes back into, we bounce back away. In fact, we do that on a couple of occasions here. But we have internal structure here again. We break out, leaving this area of demand, which we could draw out for the market to come back into. And you can see how the market will stack those areas of demand on top of each other. It shows you the bullish intent there. So currently price is bouncing off these demand zones, showing us it will continue to go higher. So for any reason to go lower, we really want to see the market run through this level to show us that reversal. Now that's on the actual structures we're seeing. So that's how quickly and easy you can identify, draw those zones. Now, if we go down to, let's say, a 4-hour time frame, and we look at the current price here on a 4-hour, forget what we just went through. If we're looking at current price on a 4-hour, we can see the larger swings here. So we can identify a breaker structure. Okay, a breaker structure here. We can quickly identify a bullish trend, a last sell to buy move. Okay, in fact, we do have a break of structure here as well, or is it just swept? It's just like I just may have broken out of that candle, and that would have left me a area I would draw of demand here. Okay, so this is more of an area of demand where we can see price pulling back in to fill this imbalance. We go deep in, we push back out and break structure again. Now this is in fact the last sell to buy move, is that small candle. Looks like it went smaller, went lower, sorry, on this. Yeah, so went low on this candle, makes that smaller zone. Price hasn't come back to that, so there's a fresh zone. There's a possibility we could come back into that. We also have an imbalance. So this imbalance here is what held price. We broke structure. My last sell to buy move is this area here. Okay, we can see that price is holding at that area of demand. So we're always going to find an area of demand price wants to come into. Okay, we break structure. This is my low of the move. This is my area of demand. We actually remove that demand. So we also have on the way up here internal structure, more areas of demand. So we have the last area here, demand. We have rally-based rally demand there as well. But at this point, we now know that on a structure base, we broke structure to the upside, we broke it back to downside. That means from this high, okay, this last buy to sell move here in the market, I think we are just high. Yeah, we're just higher there. And we could refine that to the last bullish candle. The reason being, we have this big area of imbalance to be filled. So what we can look for here now is the market wants to come up into this area of supply for another sell. Now, the reason for this is because this is the origin of the high what broke this structure low. We have a leftover imbalance within this candle. And again, like I said, go through that playlist on imbalances. You'll understand what imbalances are. We could see the market want to pull in and drop back away. That is understanding structures here, going with the structure. Okay, we broke structure here just with that candle. We swept through the low as well, overhead to left, and we're slowly pulling back against this move to the downside. This could be, okay, the start of the reversal, and that's coming out of an area here of supply. Perhaps potentially, let's get my crosshairs. So yeah, we could have an area of supply here on a 4-hour. Our last buy to sell move is here, where price is reversing out of. Now I go closer in, you can refine that to the last bullish candle if we have an area of imbalance to look for. But my area of imbalance is in fact down here. So on this occasion, I probably would leave it off this zone because this is the area of imbalance. Now you could refine it off this candle like this. Okay, there's the whole zone, whichever you wish. There's the area of imbalance left over, and that's where you look for price to come back into. Eventually we push in. That's where we see the market push in deeper once again to area of supply. Now we could go higher yet and push through this full zone to the left, but we're currently looking at the zone which is created here on the push down, breaking this structure. Now how do we look for the reversal out? That's where we go down, we understand the confirmation entry, and there will be a video within this playlist as well going through how you look at that. But that's how you would simplify looking for your zones. Okay, we're just looking for that breaker structure to use that origin zone. And if you wasn't sure how to mark them up, go back to the beginning of this video once again and just look at how I used those candlesticks to mark out that area of demand. And again, we'll just flip that over to do your area of supply. Very, very simple. Do your supply. If I go over here, we look for the area to be broken of structure. Let's say we're using this as an area to be broken. Okay, there's a move down. Area of supply would be this last buy to sell move, basically meaning these last bullish candles to the move to downside. Okay, that's my area of supply. Now the market never came back and we continue to break structure. We then broke structure here again. Now on this time we have the last buy to sell move here as an area of supply. And that's the area of supply at held price. And again, that we could look at refining the zone. Now, if I was to refine this area of supply, I'd be looking for, we have an area of imbalance left over here. Okay, so I'd probably be looking to refine it to this move on these wicks. The market comes down, we just push in, okay, and we push lower. That's how I look at refining that zone. And again, we then have another break structure to the downside, leaving a new area of supply. This will be our last buy to sell move. We can drag that across. Let's bring this one back. Okay, so you can see the market pushes down. Do we have an area of imbalance? We have a very small area of imbalance there. So again, I would bring it up to this candle as my area to refine the area. You can see the market comes in, we push in, we sweep above this high, and we push down. That's the quickest way for you to mark out your areas of supply and demand. Make sure you go on to watch the next video because that's going to go through understanding more on supply and demand with institutional supply and demand. Plus, don't forget, you can click the link coming up now to go through to sign up to the absolutely free Telegram channel where you get my daily markups on the USD pair.